So Trump attacked John McCain again for the 900th time, and the media went into meltdown mode for the 900th time, and it's really cringeworthy to see. So I'm going to play a video of it for you here, and this could have been a lot longer, by the way, because there's another video of you're about to see CNN, but this also happened on Fox News. Shep Smith literally almost cried defending John McCain, calling Trump this crazy. What he's doing, he's crazy. So let's take a look. John McCain has now become a national religion. Thou shalt not speaketh a negative word about him. So let's take a look and then we'll discuss.
President Trump just minutes ago, he just cannot let it go. He continues to attack a dead man, war hero Senator John McCain. Moments ago, speaking at a tank factory in Ohio, the president going off unprompted on the late Senator McCain, who passed away in August 2018, whose family is still grieving, blaming McCain for Middle East wars, blaming McCain for not being strong on veterans issues, blaming McCain for the Steele dossier ending up in the hands of the FBI, attacking McCain for not voting to repeal Obamacare, and even complaining that he didn't get a thank you for allowing John McCain's funeral to go forward.
I've never liked him much. Hasn't been for me. I've really probably never will. I endorsed him at his request, and I gave him the kind of funeral that he wanted, which as president I had to approve. I don't care about this. I didn't get thank you. That's okay.
Even before this latest attack from President Trump, some Republicans were finally saying enough. Republican Senator Johnny Isakson even promising to deliver a, quote, whipping of President Trump. Let's talk about all of this with my panel. Kevin Madden, this is going on multiple days now. McCain's been dead for 7 months. Why? Who does this help? Does this continue to get the base riled up? And where are Republican leaders?
I don't know why he's doing it. It's so gratuitous. And to your other question, it's in service of nothing. That's why it doesn't make any sense. I think that the Republican leaders, more Republican leaders are going to come out, particularly as it becomes this character question for them on whether or not they're going to stand up for a deceased war hero. Not just a dead man, a deceased war hero who gave so much of his life and his service to this country. So more and more will have to come out because it will, I think, continue to be a question of where they stand on a key character question.
A combat veteran I know texted me just out of the blue saying that the comments that the president makes about McCain hurt his soul.
In a room full of factory workers who manufacture military tanks, the president just once again attacked the late Senator John McCain, this time saying McCain, a veteran, quote, didn't get the job done for his fellow veterans when he voted against repealing Obamacare. Despite rebukes from some Republican lawmakers, McCain's own family expressing their disgust with his previous attacks, the president now quadrupling down moments ago in Lima, Ohio. I gave him the funeral he wanted, and I didn't get a thank you. This is coming from the President of the United States, again, disparaging the late Senator John McCain. It's disgraceful. Barbara Starr's at the Pentagon, and Barbara, it's just, it's sad at this point.
So, there is a real question here about the silence from the U.S. military on how much President Trump is politicizing the ranks, how much he is using them to further his own political agenda, and why commanders are being so silent about this. I mean, you got to rip the Band-Aid off sometime and ask the question, why the silence? And I don't think there's a good answer to that today, Brooke.
Thank you for saying that, Barbara Starr. Thank you.
The Holy Saint, John McCain. Oh, what a wonderful man. What was your favorite part about his legacy? I like the fact that he still called them gooks, and that he sang bomb, 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 bomb Iran. Can you just reel it in? Oh my God, with the fake outrage. Listen, it is fake outrage. Don't tell me that they're like, they're honestly like clutching their pearls. How dare you besmirch the legacy? Now, by the way, I totally agree with McCain and disagree with Trump on one of the core issues Trump keeps bringing up to say I wasn't a fan of McCain, and that issue, of course, is Obamacare. Remember, McCain came in at the last minute, and he was like, did he do thumbs up or thumbs down? Whatever he did, what he was saying was, I'm against Trump care and the repeal of Obamacare, and I'm in favor of keeping Obamacare in place. But listen, the reason why McCain did it is because he's a petty man, and he was more against him and Trump had been sniping back and forth. So on a personal level, he was against Donald Trump. So he said, because of my personal feud with you, I'm now going to side with Obamacare. Now, thankfully, because of John McCain's pettiness, we ended up, helping so many more people. Way more people would have lost their health care had it been for McCain voting the other way. So nothing but credit to John McCain on the issue of Obamacare when he came in at the last minute and saved it. But that's a fucking low bar. And by the way, everything else that, Trump and McCain have gone back and forth on, like, for example, wars, McCain is wrong and Trump is right. This idea that you're not allowed to criticize this guy, he died 7 months ago, and they're like, off limits. What? Why is that off limits? He was a fucking major public figure in American life and a politician with a long record. The dude was against Martin Luther King Day. Am I not allowed to say how that's dumb and that's wrong? Am I not allowed to say that? Am I not allowed to say that he's wrong on the fucking 9,716 wars he was in favor of because the guy hardly ever met a war he didn't like? Am I not allowed to say that? Now, I'll give him credit where credit's due, and he was against torture, and he made, passionate speeches against torture. Great, I'll give him credit for that. But don't tell me I can't criticize somebody who's a major public figure and a politician, and they always take the fucking bait. They always take the bait. Listen, here's what really annoys me more than anything else about this. Look at their breathless coverage over John McCain and realize this all happened on the day that was the 16th anniversary of the war in Iraq, an illegal offensive war against a country that didn't attack us. And there wasn't 1/100th the outrage over this war, which is still going on and is illegal. There was more outrage over John McCain 1,000 times over. So that's inexcusable in my opinion, because you're not serious people. You're acting like, you're not allowed to besmirch the great legacy of this man, sir. Yes, you are. Of course you are. And then the point about, I feel like there's a lot of implication, like they're trying to say, oh, he didn't get a thank you from McCain or something, when obviously McCain was dead. No, he obviously means, nobody from the family was like, hey, thank you for allowing this giant big funeral, even though you had massive disagreements with him. And I agree, that's tasteless for him to say that. But who gives a fuck? It's not breaking news or something to melt down over that Donald Trump is crass and tasteless. We fucking got it. We got it all the way back in goddamn 2015. We got it all the way back before he ran for president in 2013, 2012, 2011, when he was fucking running around the country pushing the birther lie that the first black president wasn't American. We got it. He's a tasteless asshole. Not that hard, okay? Move on. You want to know what you should be talking about on the 16th anniversary of the Iraq War? Here, I got the facts pulled up in front of me. U.S. soldiers killed, at least 4,400. U.S. soldiers injured, not including PTSD, 32,200. Civilians directly killed, 134,000. Indirect deaths from the invasion. Civilians killed because of the invasion that weren't direct, 655,000. Reporters killed, 150. 2.8 million people were internally displaced or fled the country. $1.7 trillion. That was the direct spending for the war as of 2013. $5,000 is the amount of money spent in Iraq per second. $490 billion is war benefits that are now owed to the vets. $7 trillion is the total cost of the war by 2053. $20 billion is the amount of money paid to the corrupt contractor KBR. $3 billion is the questionable payments to corrupt contractor KBR. $3 billion. War profiteers. People died because they lied and they got rich. $60 billion is the amount of money that was paid for the corrupted reconstruction effort where people were just, and U.S. companies were just robbing the taxpayers blind. Missing, $546 million. Whoops, where'd it go? I don't know where it went. 190,000 guns, 110,000 AK-47s ended up in the hands of ISIS, by the way. 40% was the increase in Iraqi oil production. $5 billion was the revenue from Iraqi oil in 2003. After the invasion and after we got our hands on it, that number went from $5 billion to $85 billion in revenue from oil production. Wow, I wonder if that's a major part as to what this war was about that we weren't told. $150 billion is the amount oil companies are expected to invest in oil development over the next decade. And then, of course, there were $75 billion. That was the approximate amount expected to go to American subcontracting companies, including Halliburton, which Dick Cheney took millions of dollars from. And then zero is the grand total of, nuclear weapons of mass destruction that were found. So, I don't know, maybe on the 16th anniversary of the war in Iraq, focus on the fact that we waged an illegal offensive war, all these people died, trillions of dollars were wasted, and we shouldn't fucking be there anymore? Maybe talk about that just a little bit. They didn't. You know what they did? Oh, John McCain. Oh, why won't you bow down for our warmonger politician friend? Oh, the hurt, the pain. The worst part of that entire clip, you go back and watch it, I'm telling you, is when Jake Tapper says, I got a text from a troop. Ah, the troops. I got a text from a troop who said, when President Trump mentions John McCain in a negative way, it hurts my soul. That's the level of discourse that we're having. It's off limits. This topic is off limits. You hurt the soul of one of the troops. Ah, the troops. Ah. Fuck you guys, man. You wanna look after the troops? Maybe don't put them in harm's way in illegal offensive wars where they die for no reason. Maybe that. But go ahead. Every time Trump utters anything about McCain, anytime he says something, like, they always take the bait and they do their fake outrage on his, side comments. Let it go. Focus on the policies, but they won't because they don't care on that stuff. They actually agree with him on most of the policy stuff. And that's the dirty little secret. There's a game being played on you. The game is not, Trump versus us. The game is elite versus regular people. And they all agree. Forget the sideshow of your comments hurt my feelings. Forget all that. That's all a sideshow. There's a battle going on now. It's a class battle. Working people versus the elite. And, they ain't looking out for us. The media's not looking out for us. Trump is not looking out for us. Your government's rigged against your interests. And this is the sideshow clown shit that they got people fighting over. I don't give a fuck if President Adderall goes after, the dead warmonger. Sorry.